Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum, and today I'm bringing you another Cody Fry triple reaction. We're going to be checking out the songs Waltz for Sweatpants, I'll Be Home for Christmas, and lastly, a cover of The Sound of Silence, originally by, of course, Simon and Garfunkel. And I'm especially excited to hear the cover here because, knowing Cody, it's going to be a symphonic masterpiece. And now, I think on the channel, this will now have been my third time listening to The Sound of Silence. The first time I reacted to the song was actually to Disturbed's live SNL performance of the song, the one that everybody knows about on YouTube. I mean, truly masterful. I love Disturbed through and through. And then we later got to revisit The Sound of Silence being covered by, I think, one of the world's best bass singers ever, Jeff Castellucci. Definitely encourage you guys to both check both of those songs out. But today we are going to be hearing a rendition from Cody Fry. Couldn't be more excited to check these out. But before we do dive in, let's please thank Craig the Operatic for making this request. Thank you so much, Craig. Now, let's just jump in.
We wore sweatpants to the ball.
Right away.
Sneakers echoed through the hall, and the rain didn't help with our hair. All the princesses in their pastel
It's like fit for a Disney movie.
and you in the middle in your Van Halen shirt. My hand upon
EVH.
your waist, we could smile upon your face, like the first time I laid eyes on you. People are staring, but we stopped caring. A long time, such a long time ago. So let them think that we're crazy. Break the rules they made up. Let them think that we're just a little weird. Honestly, we probably are. You're the antidote to pride.
Cody is so masterful at giving me specifically goosebumps. It's the clarity with which he sings that makes everything all the more impressive because he sings so powerfully. He's very, very resonant, and when you have a powerful resonant voice like that, that is also audible and clear with powerful strings arranged not to overtake and overshadow him, but to supplement his voice. It literally feels like a flower is blossoming at light speed. Like if you've ever watched those nature documentaries, sometimes they'll do time lapses of a flower growing from its nascence all the way into blooming. It happens like within a minute and a half with Cody Fry. It's insanity.
You're the antidote to pride. Like a roller coaster ride, even stoics can't help but to smile. Who has the time to assuage the kind who always wanna fault you just for living your life? So let them think that we're crazy.
Yeah.
Break the rules they made up.
Right. It just makes so much sense what he's saying.
Let them think that we're just a little weird. Honestly, we probably are. Just a little peculiar. Maybe more than a little.
Oh, the little subtle
But
movement.
life's far too fleeting for us not to be who we are. let them think that we're just a little weird. Honestly, you and me, truthfully, it's just who we are.
Oh, wow. Oh, dude, I mean, of course, I expect symphony and fireworks and theatricality with Cody, but I'm like short of breath right now. That felt so wholesome. It's a very tender and intimate song, but at the same time, it's very whimsical and theatrical. You can hear it obviously in Cody's voice, but he is such an amazing singer, fit for Broadway, fit for, musical theater. I don't know why. Maybe it's just, again, that like enunciation, that clarity. It just feels very bright, almost conversational, but in this song, it is not conversational. He's actually diving deeper into the singing bag. Man, it's just like an orchestral love letter to the self, because the song, what is it saying? Self-acceptance. Okay, I'm not doing things by the book. I'm not exactly who you want me to be, but why would I? Okay, I'll just be a little bit weird in your eyes because I'm not going to sacrifice myself just to play the role of the version you want me to be, right? And why are you at fault for just living your life, especially when you're not harming another? I understand people always will have opinions, they will always have their judgments, and sometimes it comes from a good place, other times not so much, but we can only do right by ourselves. Oof, yeah, it's very weird, the levels of control that sometimes people who you don't even know, I noticed this online as well, who try to exert control over you. They may be doing it subconsciously as well, but staying grounded in the self, above all, being the weird little version of yourself that you can be, do that. That is far more preferable, in my opinion, than to acquiesce and be something that you're not. Waltz for Sweatpants. And I love that it's combining this idea of something that's very highbrow, like the waltz. You always envision people dressed up like at a black tie event, doing their thing, very professional, very elegant. Sweatpants, very, very relaxed, very casual. You're just at home in the comfort of who you are. So it's almost like be gracious in your weirdness. Just be elegant in who you are. Something like that. I don't know. That didn't come out as poetically as I would have liked, but that's a beautiful song. Let's check out the next. I'll Be Home for Christmas.
I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love, even more than I usually do. And though I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas.
Is this maybe this is not an original song. I've heard I'll be home for Christmas. I've heard, is it Jenna Ortega sing this and it became like a big meme? I'm not sure who the original's by. Let me quickly look. Originally by Bing Crosby. Okay, that is not somebody who I'm familiar with. Yeah, but this is a cover. Okay.
Christmas, you can count on me.
I love the parallel in the melody. between the voice and the strings.
And mistletoe and presents all around the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. It's bright.
I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
In this instrumental section is real cool. I've been paying attention to the chords played in the piano, so let's just go back and listen to those together. But you can feel the minor changes that happen with each chord that's played. It's very, very subtle, these steps, but if you like rolled it back 10 seconds and then pulled it forward 10 seconds, you could definitely hear the distinction if you compared those two. But that walking that happens between those moments in time, very, very gradual. This feels like a sunny, snowy day. You know, when it's just like 30 degrees, sun shining down.
If only in my dreams.
Wow. Da-da-da-da. That's an interesting way to outro it as well. And you know, there's so many musical goodies in this track. It didn't even occur to me to comment on the wind instruments that you were hearing, because it's easy to kind of get lost in the arrangement of all the strings because they are so huge, and a lot of our active attention goes towards Cody's voice just because, you know, we want that, we kind of intrinsically seek that human connection. But you can hear, I believe it's some flute, maybe a bit of piccolo as well in this arrangement, and it creates these very bright moments that wouldn't exist in the same way if they were played by the strings, because of course, you know, strings, they are, again, to reuse the term, extremely, extremely resonant. Flute, you can feel the human breath when it's played. Whenever I was in band, all of the wind instruments, all of the brass, that you could kind of feel the humanity behind the note that was played, because we know that it's generated from human force. Sometimes it can feel a little bit indifferent when it's with strings, because obviously it is an expression of the self too, but not through voice, not through breath per se, but more through the physicality. So somehow maybe it's like a weird psychological phenomena that I have to kind of now reconcile, but flute can be even more personal than violin, for example, but violin can feel more emotional than flute. And take all of these kind of thoughts with a grain of salt. These are kind of half-baked thoughts that I'm now just having. But it's cool because all of that is combined in this arrangement anyways. So you kind of get the best of both worlds there. And of course, you get Cody being home for Christmas. It's a pleasant song. Every time I've kind of heard the snippets of this track, the line, "I'll be home for Christmas," is the main line that gets repeated. And it's such a hopeful message, right? Because oftentimes we are separated geographically from our families, from our loved ones in life. We just don't get the time to really see each other as often as we know we should. So reassuring that clarification, I will be home for Christmas, bringing the family together, bringing all of those connections and the memories back, right? It's very, very promising and very, very sweet. Yeah, I like it. And it's honestly criminal that these videos, like if you look here, "I'll be home for Christmas," only 11,000 views. Here's the Waltz for Sweatpants, only 29K views. Cody Fry deserves way more, in my opinion. Probably yours as well. Anyways, let's jump into the last song of the day, the cover of "The Sound of Silence." Inspired by Debussy. Apologies if you can't read some of these blurbs, I'll try to call them out. Oh, this is not... The song is somewhat of a sphinx. Interesting. This is not how the normal Sound of Silence starts out. Marimba and harp helping to carry the original guitar motif. Oh, kind of. I hear that. Wow. Yeah, da 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 da. Is this the same song? Like, this is wild. We haven't had any vocals thus far. We had glissando to descend into darkness.
My old friend, I've
Ooh.
come to talk with you again.
Whoa.
Because a vision softly creeping.
Wow, between the harmony in Cody's voice here, I'm assuming he's multi-layering himself, and some of these darker notes that are being chosen above and below Cody's voice, this is an even darker version of the song somehow.
Because a vision softly creeping.
Even darker than the version from Disturbed. Because the Disturbed version, the melody is very grabbable. And David sings it powerfully, but the surrounding instrumentation is more so in lockstep with what he's doing. But this is almost like bashing against his voice in a way that kind of like impacts... How can I even word this? Maybe bashing is the wrong term. definitely if his voice is here and the melody is here and we already have two vocal layers, you're able to bounce off of these different layers differently. The notes that are being chosen, I'm assuming by Cody here in the arrangement around the singing, creates these really dark intervals that didn't previously exist.
Creeping,
Yeah.
left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain
This is so interesting.
still remains within the sound of silence.
Silence, yeah. Oh,
In restless dreams,
yeah, agitated.
I walked alone.
Oh my god, it's a military march
Streets
now.
of cobblestone, 'neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and
Why am I not
touched the
subscribed?
sound of silence.
Should have been subscribed long ago. I can literally envision the movie
Naked light I saw
of this song.
10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. No one dare disturb the sound. No one dare disturb the sound.
Dude, when the choir fully comes in there on those lyrics, as even Cody's kind of highlighting with the little text bubbles he's adding, that's such a cathartic feeling because it's already a powerful moment speaking about the sound of silence in a very pronounced kind of way. And when everybody collectively is singing together, it's like we're all off in a war. We're all off together in war against, the silence, against the things that hold us back. I gotta go back.
Talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs that voices never share. No one dare disturb the sound. No one dare disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know.
Oh.
Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you.
I love how withdrawn this section is compared to everything else. This might be the most relaxing, quiet part of the song thus far.
Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell.
Wow, the harmony.
And echoed in the wells. They
Echoing in the well.
They
Wow.
echoed in the wells.
I love the modulation. What do you say? Back to E minor with a Dorian tonality. Oh my gosh. This dude is making me experience sounds and modulations that I haven't for quite some time. It's like progressive in the way that there's so many shifts. Unreal.
Tenement halls and whispered in the sounds. They whispered in the sounds. Of silence.
May as well throw a duck in there. Oh wow. I'm I am on my journey to learn more about music theory, composition, arranging, harmonies, intervals, all of that good stuff. Clearly Cody has it down pat, but more than that, he uses it in unpredictable ways and draws out more from those nuances. And I guess maybe the best way to describe it is to paint the counterfactual that I'm kind of judging this against, but oftentimes a lot of music, and even progressive music, where, you know, there's a lot of tempo changes, time signature changes, key changes, style changes, just change, right, throughout a track. Sometimes it can be very, very jarring, even for a seasoned music listener and enjoyer or musician. And it doesn't necessarily work if you don't really mess with any of the individual sections. If for whatever reason, like a marimba section in the middle that really sticks out like a sore thumb doesn't work well, it almost feels like you can only appreciate the song in a disconnected manner. The thing with Cody is he manages to thread the needle with so many of these changes and movements, and all keep it tied together in a way that makes sense. Like, okay, I can see the jump that you made. It was staggering, but it wasn't jarring. It was consequential, but it wasn't problematic. I like when these changes do happen, because for me, they come unpredictably. With Cody, it almost feels unintuitive, the fact that he sounds like the kind of person you may be able to predict musically. Like if I were to hear a chorus of his, I may be able to predict the melody, but that's just my thinking, because when it comes to the actual listening and arranging of a song like The Sound of Silence that I'm already familiar with, he is finding ways to subvert my expectations routinely from moment to moment, and he's almost making this into an entirely new song. This definitely has a different meaning to it, just given the performance, but it's also accentuated by all of the different musical components that even Cody himself was highlighting, right? From the brass to the choir to the echoing to the camera turning off. All of those components make this version its own version that really, it's like hard to compare covers of The Sound of Silence when they do exist in these different worlds. And, you know, when I compare this to the Disturbed live version, It's a different quality. When I compare this to the Jeff Castellucci bass singer version, it's just a different quality. I would say, even though it's all the same song, it's not the same song. So let me know what you guys thought about these 3 tracks today, The Sound of Silence, in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed listening alongside me today, and if you did and would like to request a reaction yourself, you can do so by clicking the link down below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.